Hey readers! In this video I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that is dreams. I won't get into the meaning of dreams, but I will get into the physiological part. And the most important question here is, what happens when you don't dream? In the past there were experiments conducted in this field, and this is described in a chapter of the book written by Mariah F. Mahoney. The book is called De betekenis van dromen, but the English version is The Meaning of Dreams and Dreaming. And so these experiments that she described in this book were extremely interesting to me, so I want to get into that. So first, a little background information. When we sleep in different phases. And one of these phases is the REM phase. REM stands for rapid eye movement. And so by research, scientists discovered that when we are in this REM phase, that is the phase that we dream. And in general, on average, we have about 3 REM phases each night in which we dream, and that would be in a total amount of 1 hour of dreaming every night. Most of the time people forget their dreams, but sometimes people remember their dreams. And when we dream, our nervous system, it acts like what we are dreaming is actually happening, except for 2 mechanisms are shut off, and that is the mechanism that regulates the muscles and the mechanism that regulates talking. Sometimes this mechanism doesn't really work, and then people start talking in their sleep or people sleepwalk. So sleeping is extremely important for our physical and mental well-being. If we don't sleep enough, then that will have negative consequences to our physical and our mental health. When people don't get enough sleep, they will be increasingly irritable and aggressive, and their appetite increases, and sometimes people even start to hallucinate when they have a lack of sleep. And because of these effects, this is being used as a torture method, so to keep people from sleeping. And then when people are also isolated, so they have a lack of sleep and they're isolated, then the chances of psychosis are quite large. So now I will get into 2 experiments that have been done on this field. In the first experiment, there were 2 groups of people. One group was constantly interrupted in their sleep while they were in their REM phase, and the other group of people was interrupted when they were not in their REM phase. Again, the REM phase is the phase when people dream. The first group was interrupted while dreaming, and the other group was interrupted in their sleep while they were not dreaming. Turns out that the people that were interrupted while they were dreaming, while they were in their REM phase, then they experienced a lot more stress and a lot more negative health consequences in comparing to the group that was interrupted in their sleep while they were not dreaming, when they were not in their REM phase. So based on this experiment, you could say that a lack of dreaming has a negative effect on your mental and physical health. So the second experiment was really pushing the limits. The plan was to keep a man from sleeping for 15 days and nights. Okay, so the first day and night, it was all fine. It was not too hard. But after the first day and night, as the man grew more tired and exhausted, then it became increasingly harder to keep him from sleeping. They tried to keep him awake by yelling in his ear and pulling on his body and making him walk and making him active. But as soon as he would lie down, then immediately in a split second he would start dreaming. So he would skip the other phases and directly go to the REM phase. He would immediately start dreaming. And so dreaming is so important that when there is a lack of dreaming, then it becomes very compulsive. So later on in the experiment, they had to cancel everything because the man would start to become psychotic. And this is also what they found in other studies, that people would become psychotic if they had a serious lack of sleep, and thus a serious lack of dreaming. And so this is also why it is being used as a torture method. Then when they eventually let the man sleep, then immediately he went to his REM phase, he immediately started dreaming, and then he would dream 4 times as much as he would usually do. So the mind really catches up on a lack of dreaming. It skips the other sleeping phases and it goes directly to the REM phase in which we dream. So this shows that dreaming is extremely important to our mental well-being. And then the question, will you die if you don't dream, if you don't dream enough? Well, research never got to that point because people would start to become psychotic and then they would always have to cancel the rest of the experiment. But what they did find out is that with cats, when they would keep them from dreaming for 20 days and nights, then eventually the cat would die. So maybe that is also what would happen to humans, but we don't know. I hope you learned something. I hope you like this topic. And if you are interested in the meaning of your dreams, feel free to visit my website. There is a free webinar on my website that explains a lot about the structures of our dreams. But if you want specific dreams to be interpreted, then feel free to contact me and maybe I will see you soon. Like and subscribe, share this video with whomever is interested in this. And for now, keep reading, guys.